Nhất xa sự hở chính em mà đem cái chính nhập.
Hằng nghe lại phim ngay sẽ.
Bác có bài bên em nghe. Nãy thì bro chính em nhìn hấp xin nhau cái tay pop. Bác cầm bà bà chung
Ki khubor ka Batesi TV ka umdi basnyam bat pinjasliang Umrupa Premium Meghalaya.
Haba jubah ke jingkili belawan ra do MLA ka soyang constituency. Wasin syar thaba kabade ke jingkili halor ka an kabe serim kum ka ILP. Umindirang ba ka jelau la jubab babun sin ka Sorkar kada examen ba kada Kren ba ka Sorkar India hadu bentaru ya kani kamat bat ka jinga kendo ba umindirang ba do kumjuru umindi ketnat kampo ying ka Sorkar pring kadang yai biteng banyak Kren nak benta ban pentri kamno ya ka ILP ha kani ka jela. Hindri ulo ong bakat bagi jinga Kren garang yai artat ke Sorkar ka Kwah ke Sorkar India kan Pynrung hakani ke jela ya ki Kyndon jong ke Immigration and Foreigners Act arajar apusan kata ban ithu lani ban phia ek jaka hakani ke jela kum ka protected area but ke restricted area kenama ki bari ki buan syagani ke jela kin haban shim permit shwa lim kumta kinam yo rung hakani ke jela. Unoilam kaliang persyaw Dr. Mukul sang mau loong bagidan kiwe ki anru kum ke MRSSA ya baga Sorkar ka hab ban pentri kamno kenang ban dek lakam di kejingwan rung kerthep ki briu ki banabar hindri umin rang ba ka jelau loong bakam don ha ke MRSSA ba hab ban bo kerdap rung kerdap mi hindri ka syupau tang ki rules bat kini kan yap hakmat jongkaan. Karba ke jinga Kren garang yai kelami ban ke jinga klut ha ka bala hab ban pensange no syua ya ka dorbar.
I will now call the House to order. This is a question hour. So let us take up question number 25, raised by Sri Sinsar Kupar Roy Lingdo Thaba MLA. Chief Minister in charge to reply, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, reply to Star Question 25. A and B. So the matter is under examination of the state government and being taken up with Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India.
Supplementary, please.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I just want to share my concern in a nutshell. The state of Meghalaya shares an international border of about 443 kilometers with Bangladesh and 884 kilometers with the state of Assam. The government of Assam is conducting an aggressive eviction drive against suspected illegal settlers in the state of Assam. So I feel it is a huge concern for the state of Meghalaya. And in the month of December, as per the newspaper Shillong Times, it says the center gives positive signal on ILP-like protection for the state of Meghalaya. So my question here to Honorable Chief Minister, sir. Sir, as it says out here that it is under examination of the state government and it's been taken up with the Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. Sir, suppose we frame this ILP-like system, under which legal framework does the government tend to propose or introduce the ILP-like system?
Sir, as we are all aware, that illegal immigration is an issue that has been of great concern to the citizens of Meghalaya and the Northeast, in fact, as a whole. And the public at large, and of course the government also, has been concerned and in multiple levels tried to introduce different mechanisms or implement different laws to achieve the goal of ensuring that we are able to curb and stop illegal immigration. So we had the MRSSA that at the state level was worked out. We moved on it. We implemented it. Process is still on. Similarly, a lot of people felt that, no, we need a stronger mechanism. And therefore, we went for the proposal of passing a resolution in the House to implement the ILP, and we forwarded it to Government of India. Sir, at the end of the day, whether it's MRSSA, whether it's ILP or any other law, the objective remains the same, which is to be able to protect our land, protect our people, and to be able to curb illegal immigration. So with that note, I would like to share with the House, and I would like to thank the Honourable Member for bringing this subject. So there was an enactment of the Immigration and Foreigners Act 2025. Now, under this Immigration and Foreigners Act 2025 of Government of India, there are two clauses or two sections, Section 2Q and 2S. So, Section 2Q of this particular act put in by the Government of India, the Foreigners and Immigration Act, the Section 2Q defines protected area as any area contiguous with India's international border or any other area as the central government may by order specify in this behalf. So that's the protected area definition. Under Section 2S, it defines restricted areas. And restricted areas are any area within India and outside the protected areas, which is under Section 2Q, as the central government may, by order, specify in this behalf. Now, sir, what happens with this is that upon notification of a district within the state as a protected area or a restricted area, all foreigners entering such district shall be required to obtain a special permit or permission as prescribed under Section 11 of the Foreigners and Immigration Act 2025. Section 11 stipulates that no foreigner shall enter or stay in a protected area or restricted area or prohibited place without a special permit or permission granted by such authority as may be specified by an order published in the official gazette in this behalf and subject to such conditions as may be specified therein. So, sir, this particular act, which is the Foreigners and Immigration Act 2025, has a provision which allows a restricted and, as I said, the protected area declaration, which needs to be done by Government of India, not by state government. But once that is done, any foreigner entering the state needs a permit. And that's exactly what we're trying to achieve. We are trying to achieve a mechanism where a permit will be required for foreigners who wish to come into the state would have to seek a permission. And therefore, we'll have a mechanism and a system under given acts and given provisions of an act passed by Government of India to be able to achieve this objective. Now, sir, what we are trying to also do is that we're not saying that ILP is a demand that we're not going to follow anymore. As a proactive government and as a government that has a sincerity towards this issue, it is our duty to examine every possible mechanism. And therefore, while we are pursuing the ILP, we are waiting for response. We meet Honorable Home Minister and Government of India officials and continuously press for it. It is the duty of the government to explore other mechanisms and possibilities of achieving the same goal and same objective that we would achieve or we are trying to achieve through the implementation of ILP. And after examining this act, which was passed in 2025 during the autumn session, we felt that there is a scope of bringing in these provisions of the protected area and restricted area, which would then require foreigners to take permission and take a permit before entering the state. So that's really what it is, sir, and this provision would really serve the purpose and I think would be in the larger interest of our state and will be able to address this issue of illegal immigration to a large extent. So that is what the background is, sir. And as I said, while we pursue other mechanisms, while we pursue the ILP, we are looking at other options also. And that's why Honorable Deputy CM had made that statement that we are examining this particular aspect. We have had discussions at certain levels. We are preparing our notes. It'll be difficult for me to give any kind of a clarity at this point in time, but we are in the process, and a discussion will be on, sir. So I think I'll leave it at that because it's a matter of discussion with the state government and the central government. But this is the background on which the statement was made, and this is the background of the goal and objective of the government. Thank you, sir.
Next.
Sir. So we're talking about ILP. Now, the question is about ILP-like law. So what are the reasons, as per the explanation of the center, that an ILP-like law is needed in the state of Meghalaya, but not in other states, not in other northeastern states like Nagaland and Manipur?
Sir, I think the honorable member is not clear. This is not a new law that will be made for Meghalaya. This particular act has been enacted by the Government of India, which is called the Immigration and Foreigners Act 2025. So this act has now been already passed by the Parliament and is already enforced. And so based on this, just to, again, so that the House is clear, the Government of India has already come out with the Ministry of Home Affairs order. And in this order, which was on 1st of September 2025, and in this order, they have already declared Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland and Sikkim as protected areas. Hence, any foreigner going in there will have to take permit. And similarly, they have also come out with the order that has specified protected areas also, which districts are going to be protected areas. Our desire and our wish and our purpose right now is to find a way in which we can also be included in this list. This law which is already passed by Parliament, not a new law, an existing law where many locations have already been declared as protected areas and as restricted areas. And if we are able to include certain districts of Meghalaya in that list, we will be able to then regulate the entry of foreigners and check the illegal immigration, as they will require permits to be there. So it's not a new law. It is trying to include the state of Meghalaya in an existing law, which is already there, being implemented in other states of Northeast.
So, another question, the third one. So, the ILP-like law which we're talking about, will it contradict or align with the 6th schedule protection?
Sir, the issue of 6th schedule area or any kind of, any kind of intervention into 6th schedule powers as per the Constitution of India does not arise in this case. Purely if this law, again, as I said, it's not an ILP-like law. I would like the narrative or the language to be changed. The purpose is to have a monitoring system for illegal immigration. ILP is one way of monitoring and having that mechanism in place. We feel that the Immigration and this Foreigners and Immigration Act is another way which we can create that mechanism. So there is no issue or no concern or no aspect of entering or interfering with the powers or the functioning of 6th schedule. This is simply a permit which will be done by an authorized individual, and the exact details of all of how that has to be done, who is the authorized agent or the authorized official, to do this. All of that information is with me, sir. But as I said, it's a question hour, so I'm refraining from going to those areas. But to clarify to the question of the honorable member, so there is no aspect of intervention or interfering with the 6th schedule. It is purely a permit which a foreigner will require to take from the authorized official before he or she enters into a restricted or a protected area.
So the last one. So what is the tentative timeline for the introduction of such law in the House?
Sir, again, sir, this it's not about the House, sir. Again, I'm repeating, sir, for the sake of clarity. The Act has been passed by Parliament, which is called the so the Foreigners and Immigration and Foreigners Act 2025. This has been passed by Parliament. The government notifies, government means Government of India, sorry, notifies which areas are protected and which areas are restricted. Now, government has already come out with its notification where I mentioned that protected areas, Arunachal, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, in the particular order, which is called the Ministry of Home Affairs Order, New Delhi, for September, this order is out. We desire, as a state, that Government of India, MHA, would declare Meghalaya also certain areas as restricted and certain areas as protected, so that we can also put in a mechanism in place which will require foreigners to take permit, and we can have, or we can check those individuals. So that's really the purpose, sir. And we feel that this law is giving us an option to get a system and a mechanism which ILP also would allow us to do, but since ILP is under examination, we as a government have explored the other possibilities and looking at if it is possible to achieve the same objective by an existing law passed by Parliament, which is now being implemented in others. And we are a bordering state. We have, international borders with Bangladesh. And therefore, all these factors are very much in line. So we are exploring. And that is the reason why Honorable Deputy CM, when he made the statement, we are in discussion. So it's a process, sir. We are examining, and we cannot say it will be done tomorrow, day after today, or, in the next few months. But we are under process. So it's really, I should say, showing the intent of the government and showing the seriousness of our government on this particular issue, and that we are examining all possible systems and mechanisms and laws that are there existing at the national as well as the state level.
So, given the fact that a large part of Meghalaya is under the 6th schedule and only certain areas of Shillong, normal areas, and certain parts of Garo Hills are exempted from the 6th schedule to the Constitution of India, can we not infer that since these areas come under the protection under the 6th schedule to the Constitution of India, and even a major piece of legislation like the CAB is not applicable to Meghalaya, it's a major act now, can we not therefore infer that a large part of Meghalaya falling under the 6 schedules also fall under this category of protected and restricted areas?
So that's exactly the point, sir. That we feel that we should be part of this. And therefore, the Government of India is the authority which notifies which area, which district, and which state is under protected or restricted area. And precisely as the Honourable Member has mentioned, we are pursuing this with Government of India, along with the arguments that he has mentioned, and many other arguments, why we should be included in this list. And once we are included and we are declared as a restricted/protected area, we will be in a position to then issue permits for foreigners who desire to come to Meghalaya. That will help us create that mechanism which an ILP system also would have allowed us. That's exactly the purpose, sir. And we are pursuing, and so we are pursuing. That's all I can say right now. It's too early for me to give any further commitments on that.
Next question.
Sir, in the light of the fact that the Meghalaya Residents Safety and Security Act 2016 ran into trouble because of certain observations by the MHA, one of which is apparently the fact that we would require implementation of check gates. Now, in this digital age of e-governance, can we not conceive of a system whereby setting up of physical check gates is not needed, and we would implement online application of permits, whether it's ILP or any other act that will come under the framework of this Immigration and Foreigners Act 2025, with Meghalaya as a protected and restricted area?
Yes, sir. The technological aspect is absolutely available, but the application of technology and implementation of a particular process requires the mandate of the law. And hence, for us to be able to mandate that particular process that we would like to put into place or implement that technology, that law is what we are trying to look into, and we're hoping that this could be an option with which we'll be able to achieve this. Sir, again, as I said, I want to just put a small caveat that we are in the process. We are examining, because this is it's a multiple, aspects are involved in this. There are so many other factors that we have to look into. And therefore, we are examining, law department is looking into all of these aspects. We have to engage with civil society. We have to engage with political parties. We have to discuss. There's a long process to move ahead. So it's not something that we can simply say that, that we're going to go. Because, I'll just jump one step forward. Is that, sir, before we even call, say, political parties, before we even call civil society, we have to do our homework. And therefore, we are in that process of doing our homework. We are examining the legal aspects. We're discussing with MHA. We're discussing with Government of India agencies, with everybody, sir, so that we are prepared. And once we feel that yes, it is making sense, and that we will be able to go ahead and we're getting a positive response from all, we will start a larger engagement with the public as well as with the parties. And then we will take everybody on board, and then we will move forward, sir. So that process is on. So therefore, I was avoiding to going into the future aspects, but that's what it is, sir. So therefore, we need time. But the good part is, sir, that we came across, we examined this particular law. We feel that it's definitely got the potential of allowing us to do exactly what the Honorable Member has mentioned, to put in that technology, which will be able to digitally then give the permits, digitally, make it very smooth for people without inconvenience. Because once a person is entering, it's difficult sometimes to say whether a person is foreigner or a person is local or Indian. So therefore, all these factors will have to be looked into, and how we will use technology or a system or a mechanism to be able to do that is precisely the homework that we are doing right now, sir. So I just wanted to share that without going further details about the entire process.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we're all lawmakers, and as I look at the reply of the Honorable Chief Minister pertaining to this start question number 25, the reply is, sir, the matter is under examination of the state government and being taken up with Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India. So it's an exercise. It is not new, Mr. Speaker, sir, that restricted area permit, which was required to be availed by the foreigners who travel to Northeast. Therefore, I would like to, in the first instance, ask the Honorable Chief Minister, through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, whether the government is aware that the restricted area permit was required for foreigners to travel to these identified states in as far as Northeast is concerned, under the Foreigners Protected Areas Order 1958. Is the government aware of?
So we are aware about it. And, but this particular new act has come in 2025. They have amended the act and brought it in. And that is when we sat down and we examined this. So as correctly mentioned that earlier this act was there. And Honorable LO was also a Chief Minister. He could have definitely examined it at that time also. So, we came across this, we saw this, And we realized that there is a possibility. And when we examined this further with law department, we realized that that mechanism could actually be created. And that's why we are pursuing this, sir. Sir, it's a responsibility of the government, the elected government, to pursue and to be able to find a way. Whether we succeed or not is something we can't say right now. But we are taking that initiative. Previous governments could have also done it under the Foreigners Act as mentioned. But for whatever reason, it was not done that time. But now we are pursuing it. We are trying to see if we can also be declared as a restricted or, protected/restricted areas, district-wise. And hopefully we'll be able to create this mechanism which we all have been wanting for a long time. So that's really the purpose. But we are aware that this law was there before. But the new amended law and the Immigration and Foreigners Act 2025 was passed in September or August in the budget, in the autumn session, monsoon session of the Parliament, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir. Now, this restricted area permit which was issued by MHA for all the foreigners traveling to Northeast. In fact, there was a time when the states from the Northeast wanted this restricted area permit, which is required to be availed by all the foreigners traveling to Northeast in order to promote high-end tourism footfall. Because when we are talking about, look at the application of this law. This application of law is designed to ensure that any foreigner coming, whether an European or Western, whoever, will require this restricted area permit. That has restricted the tendency of the travelers to look at Northeast because there's an advisory issued by the ministry, the embassies concerned. So it is just contrary to what exactly is required to be done. But having said this, I would like to get a very categorical reply from the Honorable Chief Minister. In view of this reply, whether then the government, the state government has given up its endeavor and effort to pursue with Government of India in as far as application of ILP in the state of Meghalaya is concerned.
Sir, I've already answered that question. I have been very clear that our objective is to find a mechanism.
No, my question
Sir,
is
let me
whether it
reply.
has given up pursuing with the Government of India in as far as ILP.
Sir, let Honorable
which is as per
LO
the
realize that I'm replying.
Eastern
Please ask him
Frontier
to
Regulation
let me reply. He should not
1973.
interfere.
Sit down,
Please don't interfere.
Please
I did not
reply.
interfere. I did not
Yes or
interfere.
no?
Sir, this is incorrect. When I'm replying, the LO should not interfere.
Please sit down. Please sit down.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the reply should be yes or
Sir,
no.
I am replying. Please.
Please sit down.
If the Honorable LO wants to reply, I will reply.
Please sit down, please.
Sir, I will give the detailed reply because it's a sensitive topic. If he does not, you have the passion. I keep repeating, sir, they have passion to bring out the subjects, but they don't have the patience to listen to the reply. What kind of a attitude is that, sir? I respect the passion you have, but have the patience to listen.
I'm done. Okay.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the question is very clear. Whether, in view of this reply, whether the state government has given up pursuing with Government of India in as far as demand for application of ILP in the state of Meghalaya is concerned, yes or no?
Sir, I will give the reply as per what I think is correct. Just because he says that it should be yes or no, it doesn't work like that. I will reply so that the House is satisfied. Sir, I have replied earlier also, and I'm repeating again, sir, that we are looking at a mechanism. We need to understand it is not about ILP, it is not about MRSSA, it is not about the Foreigners Act. It is about creating a mechanism to be able to restrict the entry of foreigners and to be able to find a way where illegal immigration is curbed. That is the purpose. We have to realize that. Now, government has pursued the ILP. We have met Home Minister multiple times. The government continues to pursue it. And we are seeing the aspect, every time we go, we get reply that examination is going on, it's being examined. So when we'll get this reply, we say, well, is there another way to do it? Because objective is, as I said, is to create a mechanism. So if the Foreigners Act can give us this mechanism, then we will pursue this also. So yes, let me reply to the Honorable LO that we are pursuing all possible ways. We are committed to ensure that illegal immigration is curbed. Whether it's ILP, whether it's the Foreigners Act, we will pursue. The earlier governments could have done it, but they did not. Why? Why did they not look at this aspect?
Okay, that's enough.
It is our government that has done it.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I think the reply to my question is actually yes, indirectly. Though the question, he has dribbled it very well, but the understanding is that yes. So, in view of the seriousness of this issue, I would like to remind the House and seek a clarification on this, whether all other laws which has been enacted by this House, including MRSSA 2016, have we not done the job to an extent possible? Further, reinforce it with other measures. Therefore, it is wrong to say that other government didn't do anything, as though only this government is looking at these measures which can be considered as appropriate. Mr. Speaker, sir, therefore, my point is, restricted area permit, how does it actually help? This has been studied by us earlier also. The limitation of this, it only will restrict the foreigners who look at Meghalaya as a destination. Therefore, whether the government will examine from this perspective as well, keeping in mind that the Meghalaya has so far been able to promote state as one of the most favored destinations, and we would like to see that high-end tourist footfall increases.
So there are multiple points that LO has mentioned, so I will have to reply. Number one, sir, the MRSSA. When this law was enacted in 2016, rules were made consequently. When these rules were made, in the rules they put provision of a check point for entry and exit. Now, sir, as lawmakers, we know that you cannot have something in the rules which is not mandated in the law. And the Honorable LO will know, as then the Chief Minister, that the entry-exit points were not mandated as per the MRSSA Act. But it was put in the rules of the MRSSA implementation. And hence it did not stand the test of judiciary. So therefore, we are in a position where entry-exit points have to be implemented, but there is no law to mandate it. So how do we move forward? So other mechanisms to ensure that registration is done, all of these things have been looked at. So right now, the bone of contention, the point that people are concerned, is that we want an entry-exit point. We want a point where people can be checked, if necessary. That is really what the purpose is. And hence, this particular act gives us that option to at least look into the possibility of that happening. Now, also this question came very early in the sense that I've been repeating again and again that we are in the process. I'm not saying that we have come to the conclusion. But because statement was made and some papers caught it, some individuals started asking many questions. So I'm happy to clarify. But have I come to the conclusion or have we come to the conclusion? Not yet. There's a lot of homework to be done. So we actually are, too early to reply to this kind of question. So I could have simply said that, this is, it's too early to reply, but I felt that it's an opportunity to explain. So therefore, in the MRSSA, that's what the issue was. Sir, when I refer to the fact that other governments did not pursue, I meant the Foreigners Act. So I'm not talking about other acts. Every government tried in every other way, but why didn't they pursue this particular option? We are pursuing it now because Honorable LO started with that question, that why this act was already there before, what's so new? It's new in the sense that it's new, it's amended, it's coming. We are pursuing it. They could have pursued it also at that point is what I was saying. So number two, I think the Honorable LO had mentioned about how this mechanism is going to affect tourism. So I think the reply has been in a way answered by our Honorable MLA, Mr. Paul Lyngdoh, when he said that today technology exists. And technology is a big facilitator of ensuring that we have mechanisms that will help us, whether it's digital facial recognition, cameras and softwares, whether it's QR code systems, whether it's online registration, all of these mechanisms are there. So to answer in short, sir, we are still processing these things. I have repeated this in the beginning, that we are aware of these issues. We are aware that there are many genuine foreigners, people who come in. If we do go into this, what would be the impact of that on tourism? We have to examine. We are examining that. Why I'm replying to this right now is because the honorable member asked, what is all of this about? So I'm clarifying that part. So I have again repeated, sir, when we do our homework, when we finish, after discussing with MHA, when we are ready with this technology, we will explore the option of talking to everybody. We will discuss with civil society, we'll discuss with tour operators, we'll discuss with the political parties. We are not yet ready. But since the question was asked, I am forced to give this reply, sir. But are we ready with everything? Not yet, sir. We are examining, we are going to work on it, we'll do our homework, and only then will we start our consultation with stakeholders.
Right.
Mr. Speaker, sir,
Last question.
in course of his reply, is referred to that so-called entry-exit points, which were somehow part of the implementation process of the mandate of MRSSA 2016. This issue also was raised in this August House, wherein the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister replied to this. What is the contention and observation of the Honorable High Court pertaining to the facilitation center? In fact, that particular observation and direction of the Honorable High Court has been placed on the table of this August House, which is clear indication that the court's contention was that in absence of proper guidelines framed in order to implement this, or rather operationalize this facilitation center, it should be stopped. That is what is the operational part of the order of the court.
What is the question, please?
So therefore, he has misled the House, saying that this has been completely, MRSSA has completely failed to withstand the scrutiny of judiciary. No, it has not.
Sir, I never said that the whole act.
Let him.
So he's interfered before when I was speaking, sir. So I will replicate that now. I did not say that. He's putting words into my mouth. I have said specifically that the entry-exit gates, that aspect was not in the act, but it was there in the rules. So therefore, anything in the rules should be backed by an act. The provision should be there in the act. It was not there. And hence it becomes difficult for us to implement an entry-exit point in the rules without the provisions being there in the act. That is the whole point, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
What is the question, please?
Therefore,
this
may
discussion
I
is long.
get a categorical assurance that particular order pertaining to this MRSSA by the Honorable High Court, as the case was disposed of, be placed on the table of the House once again.
So we will place that. We will place the specific part, provisions of the rules that were made by the government then, and also the act to show that there is no provision in the act to have any entry-exit points. So we'll put the whole set together and we'll put it on the table of the House.
Is Bardin? Somewhere, please.
Sir, in the course of the reply, the Chief Minister has replied, but and according to his explanation, sir, we can understand, we can come to the conclusion that the government is not at all serious with the issue of ILP. So, let me justify and substantiate. The government is examining. When the government is examining, the ILP-like, that means it is a continuous process. How long it will take? And this very House had passed a resolution. When was the resolution passed? Till today, we are yet to see the light of the day, sir. You give me time because this is very
I've given
important.
so much time. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
but
already
let
37
me express,
minutes.
sir. The problem that we are facing, why the state wants ILP? Let all here be clear. Why the state wants ILP? Because the contribution to the influx into the state of Meghalaya doesn't come only from the foreigners. It comes from outsiders outside the state of Meghalaya. So, which is why we feel that ILP is the best mechanism. Whether you like it or not, this Immigration and Foreigners Act 2025 will be made applicable, because this, as has been rightly said by the leader of the House, is not a new law. It is only a modernization where India has adopted by consolidating 4 colonial era laws. So this is not a new law. This law was not made to prevent the influx in Meghalaya. This law was made to tackle the foreigners coming to India. So we are facing a very peculiar situation where the influx contributing to the state of Meghalaya comes from the foreign country and also from other states of India.
Your question, please.
So which is why even the constitution, because they used to say no, it violates the constitution, Article 19, freedom to travel
question,
to any
please.
part. So my
I've
question
given you
is
enough
that,
time.
no, my question is that I would like, a sincere reply from the government, whether the government is playing with the sentiment of the people as far as ILP is concerned.
Sir, we have written, and I have written letters to the Honorable Home Minister multiple times on the ILP. I have met the Honorable Home Minister and the Honorable Prime Minister multiple times on the ILP. I would like to know how many times have the Honorable Member met the Home Minister? How many times the LO has met the Honorable Home Minister?
I have not had the opportunity
Please,
to meet
reply.
because I'm
if
just
you are
an
serious
MA.
about ILP, how many
I
times
know
have
you are not serious.
How many
in
times have you
tackling.
met?
If you are
How many
serious,
times have you met?
If you are serious,
how many
if
times
you
have
go
you
to
met?
them, really serious.
How
If you
many
are serious.
Honourable members, I just want to remind this House that this House is a place where we discuss matters, debate on it in a civilized way and civilized manner. So I would expect all the honourable members to kindly take up, participate in this, all these debates and questions and answers in a civilized way. Since the honourable member was still asking a question, your question is still stands. So I think you have placed the question, right?
I was replying, sir.
And,
I was replying, sir.
In the
I had
process
not
of replying,
completed.
the Chief Minister may reply, please.
Sir, to continue in my reply, so we have met Government of India multiple times. We have written to Government of India multiple times. And my question was that how many times has Honourable Member himself gone to Delhi to meet the government of India and to the Home Ministry. So this requires concerted effort from all levels. And therefore, while, yes, I understand that he has mentioned that it's a very important issue and he's multiple times spoken on it, I urge the Honorable Member, through you, sir, that pursue along with us in Delhi. They have a Member of Parliament. Pursue it in Delhi. Meet. Sir, organizations and NGOs have met. They have written. But Honorable Member himself has not written. But he mentions about this multiple times in the House. That's my only point. So we should practice what we preach is what I'm saying, sir. That's all. We should practice what we preach. We should be serious. And let me assure the Honorable Member and the House that we have not stopped pursuing the ILP. Let me make it very clear. We have not stopped. We are pursuing it. But we are looking at other mechanisms also. Is there a possibility? If we don't do that, then we are not serious about what we want to do. It's because we are serious. We are pursuing all possibilities. We are pursuing all possibilities. So that is what the point is, sir. And we will continue to pursue the ILP as well as continue to look at other mechanisms through which we are able to ensure that we are able to curb the illegal immigration that could be or in the future would take place in the state. We will find mechanisms and will continue to pursue. Thank you, sir.
Okay, I will not take up any more questions on this.
One more question, sir.
No.
One more question.
I'm very sorry. We
Sir,
have taken
I
up
think
so much time.
if the Honorable Chief Minister alleges me, so I need also to ask from him, how many times has the government take us into consideration and call us so that we can together move to Delhi? And for the benefit of the August House, I would like to tell you, sir, that our MP had raised this issue. So I have another question, sir. Why I'm saying that this government is not serious at all, though they keep repeating that they are serious. When the President of India, through his presidential order, adopt the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation Act in 2019, where they passed the resolution here, what was the government doing? Because this presidential order is unconstitutional according to Article 372, where, let me read out this portion. I don't want to take much time. Sir, nothing in clause 2 shall be deemed to empower the president to make any adaptation or modification of any law after the expiry of 3 years from the commencement of this constitution. So what has the government done? Has the government written to the government of India challenging this presidential order? So that is my question, sir. So all these make us to believe, sir, that the government is not serious. And I would love if the Honorable Chief Minister would invite us, would call us also to move together to fight. Because when you are giving the option to the government of India, now you are giving an option, ILP-like. That means whether you give ILP or you don't give anyone resemble to ILP. That is a weak negotiation, sir. So let us negotiate in a better way, sir. If you really want to get ILP and bring ILP into our state, sir.
So the Honorable Member keeps saying that we are not serious. Sir, our seriousness is in the action that we take. The number of times we have written to Government of India. I repeat, how many times has he written? He is free to go and meet the Honorable Home Minister. If he was serious, he would have met at least once. So giving a speech and a lecture is great. But your actual actions, as our Honorable Minister, Mr. Sanbar Shulai keeps saying, that, sir, we don't talk much, but we act. We believe in acting, in action. We believe in action, sir. We believe in doing the work. And therefore, we're doing, sir. Sir, we are very happy to have our opposition also to work with us. This is not a ruling party's issue or the opposition's issue. If you remember, sir, we had passed the resolution together in this House, as ruling and as opposition. So it is our duty to do this. And I request you pursue at your level also. We will also pursue. And if there's a possibility, we will go together. It will send a very positive message. So we are very much open to the ideas. But don't say and don't use this House to put the blame on the government, saying that we are not serious about ILP. Sir, we repeat, we are very serious. But as a government, as I said, it is our responsibility to explore options. There is nothing wrong in exploring options, sir. And if we just sit still and just wait for the government, I'm sure the opposition would say, oh, the government is not serious, they're not pursuing anything, they're not doing anything. So we are doing. So our whole purpose is to find ways and means to have that mechanism in place to check into this real issue. And we will continue, sir, as I said, to pursue the ILP. Thank you, sir.
Sir.
No, please.
Sir, you cannot deprive my right. How can you deprive my right? Please abide by the rule. Please, sir. Please abide by the rule.
One question, please.
No, not one, not two, not three. 5 at least.
No. That is not
Sir,
possible.
please.
We have taken time. You may ask one question.
No, not one. Okay, if satisfied, then I'll do what you ask me. Okay. Sir, let me recall, let me remind the House.
To the question.
This is not the one. This is the need. So we had been fooled by the state government, by the central government from time to time. Stop fooling! Please, stop fooling from now onwards. We cannot compromise
What is your question?
this very present generation with the future generation.
Mr. Speaker, sir,
Please,
if
you are
the honourable
serious.
member Adalbat says that we are fooling, can you please produce that allocation you made? That
Sir,
we are
7
fooling.
years.
What do you mean by saying we are fooling?
7
So
years.
I really wanted some justification
Sir,
of that.
7 years.
What do you mean by saying fooling,
2019
sir?
had been
Through you,
passed a
Mr. Speaker,
resolution
sir.
in
Let
the
him
House.
prove it. Let him prove it. He can't just say
2019
Sir,
had been passed
if
resolution
anybody is
in the
fooling,
House.
if anybody is
Sir,
fooling, it is
if-
he who is fooling, sir.
Okay.
And again, how many times has he gone? How many times has he also met Home Minister?
Please sit down.
If anybody is fooling, sir, it is he who is fooling the people. Every time
one can
he comes
fool
up and
people.
says all
Some
these
people.
points. But never in his
One
life
feels so
has he
all the
met
time.
Honorable Home
Some of the
Minister
people
and
from
written
the
about
time, all
ILP
the
ever.
people, all the time.
So only, sir,
With
only
due
talking
respect.
and not
With due
preaching
respect, sir.
and are not practicing what
Sir,
you
with due
preach.
respect,
It's
sir,
not the
please.
way, sir.
Please sit down. Please sit
Please,
down.
with due respect, only one
Please sit
suggestion
down.
because
Please
I had spoke every time.
Please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. Please sit down. The question hour is over.
Please, at the time, we see that no ILP, no rest. You see the seriousness of the House. You see the seriousness of the House. Let's pass another one resolution. No ILP. No ILP. No interstate road communication. No ILP. No interstate road communication. Stop. Because the idea of the momentum activity has been clear, has been snatched away. Our right has been snatched away by the Our right has been snatched away in the name of the government.
Had a long day, feeling drained? Let Hello Meghalaya lift your mood. Right there on your phone. Movies, music, infotainment, live streams, all in one place. Content you can enjoy together, laugh together, learn together, right at home with your family. Easy to access, easy to download. Register in just a few simple steps. So why wait? Download Hello Meghalaya now.
Oh, for once I'm ready before her. Chale! Gorgeous. Let's go! Coming! How much you honk, yeah? Come on, we should leave. Chill. It's just family. Exactly. और घर वाले ही लेट।
By the way, how am I looking?
Very late.
Streamers, caps, candles, cake, definitely balloons. सब आ गया. Wait a minute. Where is everyone? Show off.
Hey bro, how's it going?
एक बात बता, सबसे फास्ट होकर भी हमेशा लेट कैसे?
Style bro, style.
Hello guys, where's the birthday boy?
यहीं कहीं होगा, अपने फीचर्स को रील्स पे शो ऑफ करता हुआ.
इतना बिगाड़ा जो है, ऑटोमेटिक गियर बॉक्स, वेंटिलेटेड सीट्स, सनरूफ.
क्यों ना हो, फैमिली का सबसे यंगेस्ट भी तो है. Let's go guys, party time.